I'm back. Been gone for about a week. I think you might have seen a live that came out of my camper. And it's Friday night, so where else would I be but doing a live and a bit of a mom and girlfriend chat right here on Facebook. My husband's actually fishing with his brothers. And so I just did this video over on Instagram at Autumn Stringham, just my regular page, which I have done very little of. The first person who can tell me why I freak out on an Instagram live but feel perfectly fine here wins a prize. And I will literally send you something cool because I got to figure this out. So today has been one of those days about figuring out my thought processes a lot. And I don't know what the deal is, if there's just, something in the air or like a hormone in my blood. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I came back from a really fun vacation with my husband and then just, did the crash and burn. Woke up this morning feeling like an utter failure. And I know we all do it. I assume we all do it. Tell me that you do it too. But I literally just woke up feeling like garbage. And I just had the longest list of all the things that I stink at. Right top of my head, and I could not get past it this morning. I was really feeling it. So I found myself employing a method that really love to teach. And this is something that I've taught to a lot of clients over the years, people who have come into my home, people who have come and lived in my home, people that have, tried to work through some of their stuff. And it's all about untwisting your thinking. So let me show you where I get this from. This is one of my very favorite books. Some of you who are clients would recognize this because I used to keep a ton of them on my shelf. And I would just buy them used from Amazon and literally like hand them out when people were needing to figure out how to untwist their thinking. So I'll just share my top favorite go-to method. I don't go turning through books anymore to figure this stuff out. But if some of you have wondered how I've managed to get from being super broken and super frustrated and super sick to a place where I can teach and help, function every day, and maintain really good mental health, this is one of those methods. Okay, this is my current notebook. So if I wake up like I did this morning and I have an issue, I'm having a problem with the way that I'm feeling about things, I tend to think in black and white. I tend to think that everything I think is true. And so, I struggle. So I open up my book and absolutely just barf on paper. That's the only way to say it, because there's no editing, no mental spell checks. Just go. Just write as hard and fast as you can. I filled an entire page with grievances about myself. I just woke up embarrassed. I'd had a bad night. I don't know. But I just put it all out there. And once you put it all out there, you can actually see what's going on and then figure out a way to dial it back. So the one of the methods I use is rewriting everything the exact opposite and then check, is that true? Is it truer than the first statement? And you start to kind of realize that you can find a middle ground, that you don't have to be quite so harsh with yourself, and that a harsh thought about yourself might actually be less true than the exact opposite thought. So just, working it out, just writing the exact opposite of everything you think is true and then reading them both back to yourself can actually really give you some pretty good perspective. That's a really fun experiment to do. Also, I like to do the double standard method. So none of us get to live by a double standard. I don't know how many of you know Atticus, the Atticus method, right? From To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus is the lawyer, he's the dad, and he is someone that I super aspire to be like. I want to be the same. The way that I speak in my home, the way that I speak to myself, the way that I speak to my friend. I want to be the same character. And to be consistent about the way that I behave. And so that involves something like Dr. Burns's double standard method. I don't get to live a double standard, neither should you. The way that you speak to your friend should equal the way that you would speak to yourself. And that's a little bit difficult because if your girlfriend was running herself down, sitting across the table from you and just running herself down, you would surely come to the rescue and say things like, oh, no, 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 that's not all true, right? Yeah, you might be a mess, but you've got this going on that is so good. You might not be able to, yeah, you might not be a super athlete, but wow, can you cook a great meal? Like you would be finding something positive to draw out, or you'd be saying things like, "Sometimes I have to do this." Are your kids still breathing? If your kids are still breathing, you're doing awesome. It's like, look at you, lifesaver. Nobody died today. I don't know. I try to think back about how it was when I had really young kids, and I remember sometimes it was just like a giant craft mess and there was so much going on and it just felt like chaos in my house. And then I had to say, yes, but I'm raising artists and children who are creative thinkers and problem solvers. So yay me, right? Find the positive. So be your best girlfriend and untwist that thinking. There's a whole bunch of other methods in here in this fantastic old book that I am going to share over time. I think that they are well worth practicing. But if you wake up and you're feeling like garbage some morning, go ahead and try that. Barf on paper, read it back to yourself, see how ridiculous it is that you can be so harsh to someone, and then try to apply that Atticus method or the double standard method and be your best girlfriend. Okay, that's all I have to say today. Happy Friday night. I'm going to go do something lonely or, I don't know, take a great bubble bath or something. What do you do when your husband's fishing? See you out there.